Who stay in politics and founder and leader of the All People's Congress has described President Akufo-Addo's reshuffle as a recycling of incompetent leaders who have mismanaged the country. According to Hassan Ayariga, the unimpressive changes in government only reflects a lack of decisive leadership and a mess that cannot be reversed. He has vowed to prosecute corrupt leaders when he assumes power. A report by Christian Yali.
It came at a time many have described as too late in the day. Some analysts, for instance, have argued the ministerial reshuffle could be counterproductive and offer very little quality governance.
There was a time Ghanaians were very shrill in their voices calling for changes. I don't see how this reshuffle is going to revitalize governance in the country.
I'll be honest with you, it makes no difference. It really does not make that much of it. What does the local proverb say? It says, "Akoko sa sen chere akroma enye nefe."
Expressing disappointment in the move, the leader of the All People's Congress, Hassan Ayariga, noted the shake-up is only meant to absolve some key individuals of blame.
If you have a bunch of incompetent leaders, when they keep recycling themselves, you don't get anything new. What we need now is not a recycling of MPP or reshuffling of MPP leadership. What we need now is decisive leadership. They have reshuffled themselves to get out of the mess and shift the mess to somebody.
According to him, the NPP-led government has failed Ghanaians after touting Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia as the best economist to enhance the country's economic fortunes. And for him, the status quo goes to confirm that the new set of appointees cannot win back any good traces for the government with barely 10 months until the elections.
Now they are telling us that they are incompetent because their vice president, who currently is now their candidate, had a lecture. And in the lecture, he actually endorsed that we have been complaining that this country is a mess. And he said he was not part of the mess. When President Akufo-Addo said that the vice president of the Republic of Ghana is the best economist in the world, and he is presenting Mahamudu Bawumia. And he, the vice president, was given a platform. He stood on the platform, mentioned the names of the economic management team. Alan Chirmante, today he's out. Also from Manford, today he's sleeping. What's the name? What are these names?
Hassan Ayariga says he will hold corrupt government officials to account during his term in office as Ghana's president.
If you are corrupt, pray hard Hassan Ayariga doesn't become president. If you have mismanaged our country, pray hard Hassan Ayariga doesn't become president. Because when I become president, to God and man, a lot of things will happen. All those who have mismanaged our money, our resources, I will change their sleeping places.
The APC leader says he will need $100 million for his 2024 campaign. Hassan Ayariga says he will not allow the duopoly of the NDC and the NPP to continue this time. Christian Yali, TV3 News.
Let's do some stories on finance. An immediate past Finance Minister Ofori Atta has expressed confidence in his successor, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, to deliver the government's agenda. Now, describing Dr. Amin Adam as a smart, humble and inclusive leader, Ofori Atta emphasized the importance of collective effort to ensure a successful tenure for the new appointee. Now, in a heartfelt letter of gratitude to the Ministry of Finance staff, Ofori Atta urged the staff to support Dr. Amin Adam in ensuring the successful execution of the IMF ECF program for economic growth and transformation. Now, Ofori Atta thanked the staff for their tireless service and commitment to excellence. He encouraged them to uphold professionalism, ethics, efficiency, and responsiveness. He envisioned a Ghana beyond aid. Meanwhile, economist and dean of the University of Cape Coast Business School, Professor John Gachi, says the new finance minister, Dr. Amin Adam, should be able to get the country through the current IMF program.
Well, I thought you saw the praise that he showered on the new minister because the minister was working with him and the president He participated in all the IMF discussion. He participated in the drafting of the budget. So he's just coming to continue with what he has put in place. He's sure about that. So I do not think that we have any much problem on hand, because somebody who is used to the process is in the seat to drive the seat now. I said that we want to put on record that some of the things that Mr. Ofori Atta was talking about were factually inaccurate. You can't manage the economy from 2017 to just last week. And when you are talking about cumulative, then your cumulative means February to December 2023. If you're talking about cumulative depreciation of the currency, it should be from 2017 to when he left power. In 2022, the depreciation was about 51%. In 2023, it was about 27% or so. In 2019, it was about 9%. So when you are doing cumulative, you need to do it properly, not to be picky.
Now, Ghana has begun the implementation of the ECOWAS free roaming initiative adopted in 2016. Now, Minister of Communication Ursula Owusu-Kufo, at a media briefing in Accra, further said Ghana is building a robust digital infrastructure, including expansion of new cell sites.
The ECOWAS free roaming initiative will allow subscribers of any network to receive calls without paying roaming charges. Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire became the first ECOWAS countries to implement the initiative.
Subscribers traveling between both countries will also be exempt from international roaming charges. Following the successful execution of this agreement between Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana has also signed an MOU with Togo to start the process of implementing this service between them by the end of the first quarter of this year. The NCA has also been approached by Benin and Gambia to establish a similar bilateral ECOWAS roaming service.
With rural dwellers facing network challenges, the minister said that as of February 2024, 1,010 of the planned sites have been successfully constructed, with 618 of them already operational.
We are working with the agency that we've been working with to address these network connectivity challenges across the country. And it's not just the northern region that faces those challenges. There's significant parts of this country which are currently unserved. About 20% of the country is currently unserved. So completion of this project, full completion and activation of all the 2016 sites will go a long way to address some of the challenges that you've enumerated.
On to some more stories now. Over 500 pupils of Ofori DA Primary and Junior High School in the Ashanti region have been displaced after parts of their classroom collapsed and roofs ripped off. Now, the situation brought academic activities to a halt on Friday.
The pupils were left in a state of disbelief after seeing the state of their classrooms on Friday. A rainstorm had pulled down 2 classrooms and ripped off roofs of about 7 classrooms in the school. The concern for most of the affected pupils was where to sit and learn until the affected part of the Sophia Primary and JHS is permanently fixed. With barely 5 months for the basic education certificate examination, the students do not want disruption in their academic activities.
We were supposed to write our mock. Due to that, we were unable to write it. So this is affecting us a lot. The primary school, the roof have been taken off, so they have been ordered to stay home. So this is affecting the primary and the JHS too as well.
We plead for the government to come and help us, so that, because I've heard that they said we'll write BC at 3rd June, so the time to is near.
Unit committee member for Sophia Samai, Asuma Babangida, disclosed that other schools in the electoral area were also not spared by the rainstorm.
This is a cluster of schools. We went to the other clusters and realized that same situations has happened there. Almost about 500 students are affected. The primaries have been asked to go home and then wait until the roofing will be fully done. Then the JHS, some of them will have to merge some of the students, increasing the number of students in a class, of which teaching and the learning will become very difficult. We appeal to the government and our stakeholders to come to our aid immediately. Since this situation is a very critical one, and they need to help us so that the academic work of the school continues.
The National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has assessed the extent of damage and has assured that steps will be taken to fix the school as soon as possible. The parent-teacher organization is also mobilizing resources to bring a temporary relief to the pupils as they await government intervention.
We go to the Volta region now, where residents at Ofori Atta and its surrounding communities at Keta have been displaced by tidal surge. The fishing community is reported to be heavily affected.
A number of people have been rendered homeless, with properties and livelihood of residents worth thousands being destroyed. Buildings and other personal belongings worth thousands of Ghana cedis were damaged. Assembly member of Ofori Atta electoral area, Promise Kofi Bakan, described the situation as unfortunate and called on government to come to their rescue.
So far, over 100 homes have been affected. There are no casualties, there are no injuries. If care is not taken, the community that we all know as Ofori Atta electoral area will completely be wiped away by the seas if nothing is done. NADMO coordinator in the person of Mr. Godness Laboon was in the area with the MCE. By statistics, we have over 260 people that is affected. Those affected have to relocate to family and friends who are at the other part of the community.
He also appealed to individuals, philanthropists and corporate entities to, as a matter of urgency, come to their aid. Some communities along Ghana's coast have over the last few years suffered from tidal waves. This has been attributed to rising sea levels, blames on the impact on climate change.
Now, the lodging of immature trees for timber is having a negative impact on the work of some carpenters in Sekondi Takoradi. In this report, my colleague in the Western region, Irama Smith, engages the Forestry Commission on this state of affairs.
Is a carpenter at Chapel Hill in Takoradi. He has quite a sizable number of clients who have helped maintain his business for the past 15 years. Unfortunately, the quality of his work is being questioned now. He says ideally the wood should be dried up for a period of 4 months before it is used, but the clients are usually impatient.
Client should ideally give us about 4 months to dry the wood because the wood we get now is not matured, but they are usually impatient.
So what could be accounting for this? Is Ghana's quality wood population dwindling to warrant such a situation? Portia Nyameke is a wood seller at the Kojokrom Wood Market in Takoradi.
Every wood is good. It's when the tree is cut young that the wood bends.
My quest to find out more lands me at the doorstep of the Western Regional Office of the Forestry Commission. Samuel Opoku is a Deputy Regional Manager.
We used to have forests outside forest reserve, and we have forest that has been gazetted, and that is what Forestry Commission is protecting. We don't have so much influence on the forest reserves that are outside the gazetted areas. And because of that, there has been profuse felling here and there and all that. So the trees outside the forest reserve are finished at the moment. And that is why sometimes we are under pressure because the outside trees are finished. They want to enter into there. And those over there, we don't allow the illegal chainsaw operators.
As of 2022, 18,000 hectares of forest cover was lost in Ghana, which was 7.3 thousand hectares more compared to the previous year. He, however, discloses that only 0.1% of 20 forest reserves in the Western region is depleted. I find this interesting in the face of the rampant galamsey activities in the resource-rich region.
Out of the 20 forest reserves, I think the only 6 that are disturbed, especially by illegal mining. The rest are intact. With vigilance and constant patrols and other things, we are able to drive them away.
He believes the Green Ghana project should be sustained.
What we can do, make it more attractive, is the seedling procurement system. Last year, for instance, we were having some challenges in acquisition of seedlings. So that has been the major challenge. If the payment can be done at the right time, then the producers will continue to produce for us to be able to have them to plant.
The current climatic conditions call for all stakeholders to protect the environment. It is obvious the Forestry Commission is doing its bit. Perhaps the citizenry also has to be more aggressive in jealously protecting what is left. Irama Smith, TV3 News, Takoradi.
Now, it was a campaign promise by the President Akufo-Addo government and the New Patriotic Party in 2016 to create additional regions if voted into power. In December 2018, a referendum paved way for the subsequent creation of 6 additional regions in 2019. My colleague Christopher Marco has been assessing the impact of the creation of one of the regions, that is the Savannah region.
After winning the 2016 elections and in order to fulfill the campaign promise of creating additional regions, President Akufo-Addo created the Ministry for Regional Reorganization in 2017. The ministry was charged with the responsibility of supervising the creation of new regions. 6 tribal paramounts, namely Oti, Western North, Northeast, Savannah, Ahafo, and Bono East, submitted petitions to be considered for their separate regions. Consultative meetings were held across these areas.
Constitutional instrument to give effect to the results of the referendum and therefore officially create the Savannah region.
After a referendum in December 2018 and in 47 districts, all 6 petitioners were qualified for their regions, bringing the total number of regions in Ghana to 16.
Instrument CI 116, giving effect to the results of the referendum of 27 December 2018, as certified by the Electoral Commission in Gazette number 12 of 2019. Mango has been chosen as the capital of the Savannah region.
For the people of Gonjaland, the creation of the Savannah region brought to an end over 40 years' search for a region, but has the creation of the region brought about the needed development?
The Savannah region alone is the only House of Chiefs in Ghana which has adopted other tribes. Even they are not even chiefs, they are just leaders. But we have been able to adopt them, to co-opt them into membership. Even they don't have vote, but they have contributions.
For the Savannah Regional Minister, Said Muhazu Jibro, there have been massive infrastructure development since creation of the region.
Initially, it was difficult. The start of everything is always very difficult because when we started, almost 50% of the decentralized agencies and departments, the regional heads were posted here. You see, it was difficult for them to even get accommodation, a place to sleep. But as time went on, the problems were resolved and they are living comfortably now.
He wants the people of the region and Ghanaians to give the MPP another term.
We just started and COVID came. Despite the economic challenges at that time, all the physical structures were put up. It means that you have to keep faith in the MPP government, and in the next election, we have to continue and bring the aid for us to see this development that has been brought to us.
but the traditional authorities say there is slow pace of development, adding the lack of a regional House of Chiefs is even more worrying.
With developmental affairs appears in the region is very slow.
Despite efforts, access to potable water and poor road network in the region are still among challenges that need to be addressed.
Abundance of human and natural resources in the Savannah region. It is the hope of residents that government takes keen interest in the development of the region. Agriculture is one aspect that residents believe that it should government invest in, more development will be brought to the area. Christopher Marco, TV3 News, Damango.
And that's our wrap up the 6 a.m. news right here on TV3. My name is Judith Brown. We'll go for a short break. Back with the rest of New Day. Good morning.